Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Q3 plan with me. I can't believe we're already just about to July. Summer always sneaks up on me and is total chaos. So I have had to scale back. I think I was a little ambitious in my planning last quarter, thinking I was going to be able to do a lot more than was reasonable. So I have taken a step back. If you listen to the podcast, I've kind of hit pause on the podcast. I am going to be posting an update on the podcast. But yeah, that's just kind of having to go to the back burner for the summer because I was in Corolla, North Carolina last week. I was in Duck, North Carolina this morning for a book signing, and next week I'm going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm here, there, and everywhere, and I just can't keep up with the podcast right now. So podcast is going on the back burner. Other things that are changing this quarter, I'm really looking to prioritize rest and refilling the creative well so that I can really get some writing done. So I really want this to be a really productive writing quarter. My goal for Q3 is to finish my book. So, because low key, I would love to get it out this year. I don't know if that's actually reasonable. I tend to be overambitious and then have to scale back. But it would be so freaking awesome to release that book this year. So I'm going to throw everything I've got at it and really do some pruning, cut some other things out so that I can do way more writing this summer because I've got a ton of book signing events. I'm basically on book tour this summer. I have so many signing events. But now that those are all scheduled, that can kind of just run on autopilot. All I have to do at this point is show up for events. So that shouldn't be such a time suck. That should be fine. Once I get back from St. Louis, Missouri, that's the big trip. And then I don't have another big trip until October. I'm going to South Dakota. So I have a little bit of a break travel wise. So that'll be nice. So I really am hoping that once I get back from my trip at the end of this month, July, start of the new quarter, July, August, and September, I'm not going anywhere except for short day trips to places. So I'm really hoping that I can get more of a routine because summer really is just chaos. If you're from a tourist-driven economy, an island, or somewhere that's super summer seasonal, it's. I'm like, why don't I go and sit on the beach and read more often? I'm like, oh, because it's utter pandemonium and hardcore. Traffic is nuts, and it takes twice as long to get anywhere. Because it's insane. Anyways, moving on. So this quarter, this is the quarter where the Kickstarter launches. So we are full steam ahead. So that's the other thing that's getting top priority space in my brain is I've got Google ads running. I've got the email funnel going and set up. I've got the reservation link up and functioning. There was a lot of technical difficulties going on setting all of this up, and but everything's up and working now. So I'm just trying to get that in front of as many people as possible, get as many authors in the waiting room so that when the Kickstarter launches, I would love for it to fund on day one, but this is my first Kickstarter and I have no clue what I'm doing. So I'm kind of making it up as I go, and I doubt it's going to get funded on day one, but that would be a hardcore dream come true, super pleasant surprise. So if you've been watching these videos, if you've been listening to the podcast, if you are interested in this planner at all, it would be the world to me if you would go and sign up to be in the waiting room, because I have planned for there to be an early bird pricing that will only be the first 24 hours of the Kickstarter. So if you want the email reminders to make sure that you get that pricing, go and sign up to be in the waiting room, because those are the only people that I'm going to be notifying about the early bird pricing. And then everyone else, I will remind you about the Kickstarter. But probably not until the price has gone up, because then I can make more money to fund the project and make this happen. So that's just how life works. But yeah, so if you want the best possible price, go and sign up for the waiting room. But that's happening this month. So I've got all the stuff. I'm running Google ads right now. I think I'm going to start some meta ads, some like Facebook and Instagram ads to, I just wanted to test Google ads first and see how they did on their own. I'm not wildly impressed up to this point. So I'm going to do some Facebook and Instagram ads also to just try to push as many people as possible through that waiting room door. And then, yeah, the Kickstarter goes up in August. Oh my gosh. That's like a month, a little over a month away. Like, we are so close, and it is blowing my mind. So yeah, trying not to freak out, trying to stay positive, trying not to be like, oh, there's no way this is going to work. But yeah, so I'm trying to just stay excited. So yeah, the Kickstarter is going up this quarter. I'm trying to finish riding my bike. Summer brain. I don't know anything about pregnancy brain because I've never had kids, but I think summer brain is kind of the same. Like, it just doesn't work. But yeah, so I want to write my book, finish writing the rough draft. I want to launch this Kickstarter. And since both of those goals are pretty heavy, pretty big things on their own, there's not a lot of other things that I'm focusing on this quarter. Personal life wise, I'm still like wrapping up my dad's estate stuff, and there's been a lot of things to go wrong on that front that have made it a nightmare. So that's eating up a lot of my brain space and my time and stuff too. So work wise, those are the two main goals. I want to do this Kickstarter justice. I want to finish my rough draft. Other than that, I've got all the signing events that are scheduled. There's a ton of them. So I'm going to be doing a lot of signings this summer, which is great for book sales. So that is like a book sales goal, even though they're events. And then the Scribbler Society, the writing group that I lead at the Kill Devil Hills Library. This summer, again, pruning back, I thought it would be easier. We're just going to be buddy writing. So I'm not having to plan meetings and like come up with the content and all that kinds of stuff. Like, we're just getting together at the library and sitting down and writing, which will also help me reach my writing goals. So that's awesome. And then, that might just be about it. I think it's just the Kickstarter, getting my book finished. And yeah, so I'm going to sit down. I did my brain dump and it was really like pare it back. And so now I'm moving on to the quarterly planning pages. But I feel like this month or this quarter, what I really need is just like to take a deep breath because this is the plunge. And it's going to be crazy, but it's going to be good. I'm just going to claim that God'll come through. It's going to be good. So yeah, I'm going to dive into the quarterly planning pages. And I've already done my monthly layouts and spreads. Content creation and prep work is going to be pretty easy because I am not doing much other than posting about the Kickstarter. Keeping it really simple and trying not to lose my mind. So that's this quarter. And then I might also, just like when I have the brain space and the capacity, this is also the quarter. Q3 is when I really like to set myself up for success in Q4 marketing wise, because Q4 is all the holidays. It's like Black Friday, it's Halloween, I did that out of order, it's Christmas, and then leading up into New Year's. And so like it's all the sales, all the things. And it can be really, really stressful if you wait until then to schedule like your sales and to schedule your ads and your promos or like whatever. So I like to, throughout the summer, just kind of go ahead and be creating those graphics and deciding, because decision fatigue is totally a thing in the end of the year. I mean, you're living those things too. So it's not even just like, oh yeah, like that's work. Like I'm doing the Black Friday sale, I'm doing a Christmas sale, I'm doing like a New Year's promotion or like whatever. But it's like, you're also trying to spend time with family. You're traveling, like things go haywire. And so that's not the time to be trying to set those things up. So those are things that I like to schedule in advance. I like to schedule usually a Black Friday sale or promo of some kind. I will usually do a Christmas one. With the planner, I will probably do something New Year's related as long as it gets funded and the Kickstarter goes through. It's all depending on that. But yeah, so I also usually do a big group promo in the fall. Like usually every October, I do this huge fantasy giveaway. Last year, I didn't do it because my dad went into the hospital and ended up passing away. This year, I was planning on doing it, but with everything going on with the Kickstarter, and if it does get funded, I'm going to have a lot of like getting those things set up and the orders filled and like all of that kinds of stuff. So it would be way too much. Like if the Kickstarter does get funded, I'm not going to have the bandwidth to be able to do that promo. So I've decided pretty much not to do it. If the Kickstarter doesn't get funded, I might change my mind and like scrap something together really quick. And I've done it 1,000 times. So it's a well-oiled machine. It's just a matter of like reaching out to other authors and getting people in on it. But since I'm getting ready to go to Realm Makers next week, and I'm going to be in a room with like probably hundreds of other fantasy authors, like I could probably find some new people there and be like, hey, let's do a promo. But yeah, so we'll get there when we get there. But I am going to be doing the prep work for everything else, because usually with that October thing, it's a group giveaway. I usually have like 10 or so other authors all together. So it's this massive book bundle prize. And we do like tiers where it's like the first place winner gets like all of the books, all of the merch, like tons of stuff. Like it's a huge prize package. And then all of the authors promote it, and you have to sign up with your email address to enter the giveaway. And then that builds all of our newsletter lists. And then everyone gets the file afterwards to add all the new people to their email lists. And so it's a great newsletter builder. But the second place winner will get like all ebooks and a merch bundle. And then the third place winner will just get ebooks. And so each author is giving away one physical copy of their book, or books, plural, and merch, and then 2 copies of their ebooks, usually through like BookFunnel. So it's a really good promo. Highly recommend doing something like that for yourself. But usually I spend like all of September facilitating that, getting at all the assets, all the cover files, all of the headshots, all of the actual physical books mailed in, taking pictures of the prize package and all of the books and all that kinds of stuff, and then getting like author bios, all the synopses, creating all the social media graphics, all of that stuff. I usually spend like all of September prepping that, sending all of the social media graphics and everything to the other authors for them to use, so that everyone can go ahead and schedule their posts in advance if they want to, or just have everything ready to go for them to manually post, and all of that jazz. So that's kind of like what I do for my ads too, is I go ahead and in these summer months, when I do have time, I'll go ahead and I'll create like my Christmas ad campaigns, or the sales graphics, or whatever I'm going to be sharing in my newsletter, on Instagram, BookBub ads, or Facebook, Instagram ads, like creating all of the graphics and deciding when things are going to be on sale, what the sale price is going to be, all that kinds of stuff. If there's like a theme to the sale or whatever. And then I can go ahead and schedule those price promos also in advance. So I can schedule social media posts in advance. I can schedule newsletters in advance. I can schedule the price promos in advance. So essentially I can set all of this up in the summer, and come Christmas, I don't even have to think about marketing. I can just be with my family, because all of that stuff is already scheduled and it's going to run on autopilot. So this is when I go ahead and I start laying that groundwork and doing that. So Q3 is big, like prep mode, so that Q4 I can kind of enjoy the holidays and take a breath, but my books not fall off the face of the planet, and I'm not missing out on all of those sales opportunities for those big holiday shopping things, but I'm not stressed out about it either. So highly recommend, go ahead and start planning your holiday stuff. Go ahead and create those graphics, schedule the price promos, the sales, schedule the newsletters, even like have it all ready to go. And then you can just forget about it. The holidays are taken care of. Like all of your stuff is good to go. So that'll be also something that I'm doing on autopilot kind of in the background because that's just what I do. But yeah, so that's Q3. Q3 is summer. Q3 is high energy, longer days, and using those longer days to kind of set myself up for success. As the days get shorter, as my energy starts to wane, as life gets chaotic with the holidays, there's a lot more demands on my time. In November, I also is usually when I take my writing retreat. So in October, I'm going to South Dakota. So that's also when the travel is going to start ramping back up again because we'll probably be traveling for Christmas this year because my dad passed away. My grandma also passed away and we always did holidays at her house. So now we'll have to be traveling further because the holiday house is now probably going to be at my uncle's and he lives further away. So yeah, just planning on making my life easier when I know it's going to pick up and be maybe a little bit more stressful. So thinking ahead and all of that kinds of stuff. That's Q3 for me. This video was maybe a little shorter than usual, but hey, like we've got work to do. So let's just go and do it. Check out the Conspire Planner, sign up for the waiting room and re-listen to old episodes of the podcast until I can get it back up and running again. There's tons of good information in there. If you haven't been listening to the podcast, go check out the Conspire podcast. There's 1 2/3 seasons up for your listening pleasure with all kinds of information about publishing, marketing, and all things being an author. So until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful summer. And I'll be posting my writing retreat video soon. I had a full hard drive and it has not let me export the video. So I did go on a writing retreat back in May. And yeah, I'll be sharing that video with you soon. It was super crazy. I had a bear break into my car. So if you're interested about that, stay tuned for that video and hit the little notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time.